Hola clase. Soy señor Chesney, no? All right, so today's live lesson, we're going to talk about what it means to be a reflexive verb. And you should have this in your Google Classroom and notes. So make sure you print that out before you try to watch this video and take some notes as I go through. So up the top, guys, it says that basically a reflexive verb is to say what people actually do to or for themselves. So let's highlight that. So basically these are verbs of like personal grooming. When you wash yourself, when you bathe yourself, when you shave, when you comb your hair, when you brush your own teeth, all those actions that you do to yourself. One of the things that you need to know is the verb will always end in these two magical letters, SE. So for example, secarse el pelo literally means to dry your own hair. So basically this say has to come off the verb before we can conjugate. So the first thing you do is you take the say on the end of secarse and you're going to move it to the front of the verb. And if it's in the yo form, the say is going to change to may. If you're in the to box, the say will change to te. In the he or she box, say. In the nosotros box, it changes to nos. In the vosotros, vosotras box, it changes to os. And again, in the ellos, ellas, ustedes box, it changes to say. And then what you do is what's left after you remove the say is just secar. So secar is a regular AR verb, so you just drop off the AR and you add your AR verb endings, which are o, as, a, amos, ais, or on. So to say I dry myself off, me seco. You drive yourself off, te secas. He or she dries off, se seca. We all dry ourselves off, nos secamos. You guys dry yourselves off, os secais. And they dry themselves off, or you guys dry yourselves off, se secan. So part A says, look at the underlined word and circle the correct reflexive pronoun that goes with each sentence. So if we're doing number one, ellos. Ellos falls in this box, so the pronoun that would go in front of lavan would be se. Número dos, two falls in this box, so the pronoun that would go in front of pintas would be te. Javier y yo is like saying Javier and I, that's like saying we, that's nosotros. So in front of preparamos, we want to put a nos. Roberto is like saying he falls down here, third person singular, so we want to use the pronoun se. Yo falls at the top of the chart, so the pronoun there is me. Lola y Rita falls in the bay box. Ellos, ellas, ustedes, so the pronoun is se. Maya falls in the she box, so the pronoun is again going to be se. And two, the pronoun that falls in the to box is te, so we have te there. So now in part B, we have to conjugate the entire verb. So let's look at these verbs here. So the example is, I always wake myself up at 6:30. So the first thing they did with despertarse is they pulled off the say, put it in front of the verb. Remember, in the yo form, it changes to may. So that's how we got this may here. Despertar is what we're left with. And if you remember, this second E changes to IE when we conjugate it in all forms except nosotros and vosotros. So if I take my new stem now, I'm going to have despiert, D-E-S-P-I-E-R-T. And this is an AR verb, and we're in the yo form, so it's got to end in O. So that's how they got despierto. So let's do numero uno. Nosotros. First thing we want to do is take off the say and put it in front of the verb. It's going to change to nos. Then we're left with duchar. Take off your AR. And in the nosotros form, AR verbs end in amos. So we get nos, duchamos. Número dos. I always straighten up my hair at 7:30 in the morning. Say comes off the verb and goes in front. It's going to change to me in the yo form. Arreglar, we're going to remove the AR. And in the yo form, we want to add O. Sepiarse, take off the say, put it in front. In the to form, it changes to te. Take off the AR on sepiar, so you're left with sepi. And you want to add AS in the to box, so we get sepias. Acostarse. Now you want to kind of remember this one is a special verb. That O changes to UE in all forms except the nosotros form. So in this case, pull out the se, put it in front of the verb. It still stays se. And then the O is going to change to UE when we conjugate this verb. So we get aquaste. And since we're talking about Sandra always going to bed early during the week, verbs get in the name. Next one, se carse. Take off the se, put it in front of the verb. In the ustedes box, it still stays se. Se car, take off the AR, add AN because we're in the ustedes box. So we get ustedes se secan después de ducharse. You guys always dry yourselves off after you shower. So that, guys, kind of finishes up your first page of notes. Second page of notes. Let's look at this example here. Up at the top, it says some verbs can be used in reflexive and non-reflexive forms. So we're kind of looking at that first one. Me lavo el pelo todos los días. I wash my hair every day. You need a me in front of lavo because I do it to my own body. Lavo el coche. I'm not washing my own body. I'm washing the car. So in this case, we don't need a me in front of that verb. So it says, read the following sentences, circle the whole verb, for example, lavo or me despierto, then write if the verb is are reflexive or n non-reflexive. Follow the model. So the model here is el ruido despierta el perro. The noise wakes up the dog. There's no se in front of the despierta or no me or no te. So this is non-reflexive. So we're looking for these pronouns me, te, se, nos, os, or se in front of the verb to make it are reflexive. If we don't see that, then it's going to be n non-reflexive. Numero uno, me despierto a las 6. I wake myself up every day at 6. We see a me there, so this would be reflexive. Numero dos, el chico pinta las paredes. The boy is painting the walls. I don't see a se in front of pinta, so this is going to be non-reflexive. He's not painting himself, he's painting the walls. Numero tres, la chica se pinta las uñas. The girl paints her own nails. I see a se in front of that, so this would be reflexive. Numero cuatro, yo me lavo la cara. I wash my own face. I see a me in front of my verb, so this would be reflexive. And yo lavo el carro de mis padres. I'm washing my parents' car. I don't see a me in front of lavo, so this would be an n, non-reflexive. I'm not washing myself, I'm washing the car. So guys, I hope this helped on reflexive verbs. Adios.